All right. Amorim wants Viktor Gyökeres. He has obviously gone ahead, issue a huge warning to Viktor Gyökeres that if you are coming to Manchester United, come knowing that you are supposed to be playing in here for you. And then Keane, the legendary of Manchester United, has something to say about Ruben Amorim and the players of Manchester United. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rock and David is my name, and hope you guys are really having fun. And let's obviously continue to see to it that all really moves on as planned. You people, you are really the best, and you're really having the best interest of really subscribing to this channel. Though sometimes I'm not yet here, but you people really look through and really understand that it's me to really give you the guest. So Viktor Gyökeres is one of those strikers that is keenly being looked to all at by the club of Manchester United, and Fabrizio Romano has come up and obviously had something to say about it. That he is a guy known as Fabrizio Romano, you get, and when he speaks you get to know that it's really very, very, very accurate. Now Ruben Amorim was asked about whether Viktor Gyökeres would obviously join the club of Manchester United if United doesn't go to the Champions League. So I didn't talk to Gyökeres, but if a player only wants to join Manchester United to play Champions League, then that player will not come to Man United. We want players who want to represent United and not players who want to play only certain competitions. That's what he went ahead obviously put out, and I know why he really went ahead obviously to really put out that obviously by saying that a player cannot come to Manchester United because he has gone ahead because the club has not qualified for the Champions League, it's like really putting United down, you know. So in that context, you 100% get to know that things are not really moving on well, and you're really downgrading Manchester United. We all admit that Man United is not at the levels where it's supposed to be, but all I can let you know is that the club of Manchester United is Manchester United, and we should see players come to play every competition, known that the player wants to play in the Champions League. If you're in the Champions League, he shouldn't really come. And it's like sending a warning to all players out there that even if United doesn't win the Champions League, so even if United doesn't win the UEFA Europa League to play in the Champions League, he won't obviously hesitate to really turn around a deal of a player who only wants to play in the Champions League. And if that will be the position, then they're like, we are not willing to obviously go your way. That's exactly what the club of Manchester United is really saying. And the manager is like, Gyökeres, I don't talk to him, but he'll obviously come in the open and tells you he's not talking to him. But I tell you what, he's talking to him, and I tell you he wants him at the club of Manchester United. That's why Fabrizio Romano was like, United is keen to sign Viktor Gyökeres. And what shows you that United is really keenly looking at this guy, and he's talking with Ruben Amorim. It's simple. The club of Arsenal, like a month back, came up and really told Viktor Gyökeres that you are the priority signing for the forward position for the club of Arsenal this summer. And we thought that things were obviously going to be moving deep and fast because a man known as Andrew Batha was like, he's the guy and he's the main guy that I want obviously coming through to lead the line for the club of Arsenal next season. And if all was going on well as to plan, because I told you Arsenal wanted to get this done and dusted because they know that if United qualifies for the Champions League, the player will obviously go to play for the club of Manchester United. That is it. So that means Ruben Amorim is the blocking factor for Arsenal to sign Gyökeres. And I think he might have wanted to let him know that please wait until we see whether we play or whether we go to the Champions League. You get? And if not, then you go to the club of Arsenal. But I know deep inside, the manager knows how important Champions League football is when it comes to obviously signing players. So that is exactly what Ruben Amorim is about. But for Viktor Gyökeres, he's obviously doing the needful, and he doesn't really stop. He has never stopped, and I tell you what, he will never stop scoring goals. And you see to it that his numbers are really mad if you've been following Gyökeres. And he's never stopping to score. And even if a team is like, let me obviously look elsewhere, every weekend he comes up with a surprise. And he has 31 games played in the Liga Portugal, 38 goals scored and 6 assists. Those are 44 goal involvements, you know. So he's continuing to score. Scored 6 goals in the Champions League and 1 assist in 8 games. Those are 7 goal involvements. Taka da Liga, 3 games. He has 4 goals. The guy is not really stopping. And as we speak, he's having 48 goals scored this season. 48 goals scored this season. The number of goals he's going to score are really more than the number of matches he's going to hate to play, because he has played 49, 51. Now, if you are to obviously add the goals and assists, because for the assists they are 7, the goals are 48, meaning that he has gone ahead to obviously get involved in 55 goals this season, and that's what makes him a different kind of striker altogether. And for me, as a fan of Manchester United, he's really good. He's really good, and I've always gone ahead to let you know why I would want him at the club of Manchester United. 60 to 70 million pounds for me, that's an absolute steal. But with Matthias Cunha on the line, we cannot obviously go ahead and really get in a player when we don't have enough resources. And to get enough resources, Champions League football has to be key into what we want to do as a club of Manchester United into this. But all I know, Ruben Amorim is keen to look in for a striker, and he would prefer to bring in a striker that he has already gone ahead to work with at Sporting Lisbon. Tonight, United is hosting Atletico Bilbao. First leg ended 1-0, 3-0 in favor of Man United, and Keane has something to say. They are only thinking about the Europa League game, and they are not even trying to win the league. Everyone says they have an important second leg on Thursday, but they are 3 goals up. Is that an excuse to skip league games? So, he's like, the manager of Manchester United is not doing something right. Why do you have to focus onto a game of football, you know, that you've already gone ahead to really lead by 3-0, and all you're really looking at is a team coming to play at Old Trafford? Unless otherwise, you are not really interested into being one of the top clubs in the Premier League. Why do you obviously have to rest players over the weekend to see to it that United goes ahead, to see to it that they don't really perform well? Because over the weekend, United went ahead to play against Bournemouth, and that game ended, was it Brentford, and the game ended 4-3. So he's like, why do you have to, you know, why do you have to let a team of players off the pitch? Because he benched Casemiro, he benched Bruno Fernandes, Rasmus Højlund, and very many others into that mix, you know? So that's what he's obviously saying. I don't know what your thoughts are about it, but I think even the league is already gone. You know, let's all admit, the league is already gone. And I think for that, I'll defend my manager, Ruben Amorim. If United were into a position of really trying to win the league and the manager was like, no way, I'm really opting to win the UEFA Europa League, like how Mourinho did last time, I would have gone ahead to say, all right, he went ahead to do something wrong. But I don't see anything wrong in what Ruben Amorim went ahead to do. Resting the players for this game, because he knows to it that things can change. And he knows what it means to win the UEFA Europa League, because you are seeded and you are among the top 8 teams in there for you. So that is what Keane is really blaming the manager for, but I think it is really uncalled for. He has been a critic of every manager that has been here, and I don't remember him critiquing Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, you know, because he was his old boy. So guys, I'm out. See you later. But the United starting 11 is out, and 30 minutes from now, I'm obviously going to be coming up with what we call the match day live, where I let you know who is starting and who is not starting into the mix. Bye bye.